Righty, all right. Here we go. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen, with another very important seminar for you today. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks for listening in on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Everybody, thank you. Here we go. It's a good one. So you want to pay attention, turn your volume up, get ready, because this is going to be a good one. This is gonna get a lot of people interested. Got a lot of people talking. Okay, first of all, today is Promar Ahi USA Tuesday. We always talk about Promar Ahi products on Tuesday, and today is a perfect segment into what we're going to talk about, which is rockfish. What I love, there's two things I love to fish for. Kelly and I, when we go fishing, we love to fish calico bass. That's our very most favorite fish to fish for. And then another fish that I love to fish for is rockfish. The two reasons why I like to fish for rockfish and calico bass is because they're always there. The calico bass and the rockfish are always there. And the other thing is you're usually in a very nice area, fishing very calmly, and you're not staring in a pair of binoculars. You're not getting beat up all day trying to find. You don't have to burn hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fuel all year. You're fishing in cool areas, fishing for fish that are very sustainable, that there are billions of in the ocean. The ocean's full of rockfish and the ocean's full of calico bass. Those of you that don't believe so, it's because you suck at fishing and you don't know how to fish. That's why you can't catch calico bass, and that's why you can't catch rockfish. It's not because there's no calico bass or rockfish out there. It's because you suck. Sorry, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You absolutely suck at fishing. That's why you cannot catch calicos, or you don't like to catch calicos. That's because you suck at fishing. It's not because it's not fun. Because if you go to my website and listen to the interviews of the legends of sport fishing, their very most favorite fish to fish for in the ocean is calico bass. Guys, Frank Lopresti, he kind of has a few years on the water, long-range fisherman, world class, owner of Fisherman's Landing, owner of the Royal Polaris, the Shogun, and many other sport boats. He'll tell you he loves to fish calico bass. He can fish for any kind of fish in the world. Another fish he loves to fish for is rockfish. Another really talented guy that loves to fish, Steve Lasley, he'll tell you right away. He loves to fish calico bass and he loves to fish rockfish. He's very good at every kind of fish in the ocean, but he loves to calico bass fish and he loves to rockfish fish. Gang, when I'm rockfish fishing, I like to use we talked about them last week. We like to use these rock cod squid squirts. These rock cod squirts are phenomenal for fishing, and I like to put the Live Deception flash lure on the bottom, maybe take one of the hooks off of one of the two squirts, and then put the Live Deception flash. This 3 ounce works just phenomenal. The way it's shaped, it sinks like a rocket straight down to the bottom. Get right down there. You get a red on this one and get some other type of rockfish on this squid squirt, or maybe another red. Reds really like the Flash Deception lure, but rockfish fishing is a blast. And you cannot adversely affect the population of fish in the ocean with 2 hooks and a fishing pole. Not even you, Sammy, over here on Facebook. You're not that good. I don't care who you are. You're not that good of a fisherman to adversely affect the population of fish in the ocean with a fishing pole. With the rod and reel, you're just not that good. I don't care how good you think you are. You cannot adversely affect the population with 2 hooks on the end of a hook to the end of a fishing pole, dropping it down to the bottom, or maybe one of these and one of these, drop down to the bottom, catching 2 fish at a time. Besides, the limits are so strict, you can't catch hardly anything anymore to keep. And now, the Live Deception and the rock cod squirt. You can get these over at Promar Ahi or promarahi.com. Go to promarahi.com. When you're checking out, put in the code YSWG. While you're over at Promar Ahi, you'll see all the bitchin' products they have. They have tons of really cool stuff over there. But I love rockfish fishing, and I love rock fishing with these rock cod squirts. And if you've watched my videos at all, you've seen us annihilate the reds with these things. But now we're allowed to keep 3. But all that's going to change in just a minute, gang, and that's what we're going to talk about today. But go to promarahi.com. Order up all your products, and then on the way out the door, put the code YSWG, and you're going to save 10% on your Promar products. That's pretty good. Anytime you can save money on anything, it's a good day. But check out the website, promarahi.com. All right, gang. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. I want you to write this down right now. We need to be united on this thing. We need to get together. We all need to get united. We all need to stand up. We all need to fight for our rights to fish in the Pacific Ocean in Southern California, Northern California, Central California. We all need to be involved. You need to wake up. It's time to wake up. Wake up. Slap your buddy, slap your friend, tell them to wake up. If you like to fish at all, this has to be scarier than hell for all of you. You need to wake the hell up, gang. My dad would have never sat back and let this happen. He would have been right there in the middle of it, fighting as hard as he can. We have some people fighting for us right now, but we all need to be involved. We all need to stand up. We all need to wake up. Gang, 2014, if you paid attention at all, 2014, the limit on bluefin was 0. Oh, no, it wasn't it? Oh, yes, it was. Do a little research. My father and everybody over at SAC and all the other organizations, Pacific Marine Fisheries Management and everything else, worked very hard and very diligent to change the limit from 0 to 2. Yeah, it was 0. And if they didn't do that, boy, the industry would be done right now. Can you imagine not being able to keep a bluefin? Well, that's what was going on. If you look back to 2013, 2014, the limit was 0 for about 4 months while they were trying to figure it out. Yep. But we fought really hard and we all stood up together and we were able to change that. My father was a very big influence on the changing of that limit. Yes, he was. No matter what you want to say, you can look it up, Donald K. Hansen. He worked very hard and very diligent. Well, gang, I need you all to help. We need to all get involved in this one. The proposal, I talked about it a little bit yesterday. I talked about it during the BizBees a little bit. Now they've hidden this part of the agenda, what's going to happen, but it's still there. I'm just telling you, they just hid it because so many of us got all wound up, but it's still happening. So don't take your foot off the throttle. Don't take your foot off the pedal. We need every one of you. I don't care if you're in Texas, Florida. I don't care where you are. If you're in Mexico, we all need to help. We all need to be involved and we all need to help. Okay, don't reply. I don't care. But listen, they're going to change this Rockfish on January 1st, 2023. It's going to go closed from January 1st, 2023 till April 1st, 2023. Then they're going to take a little break and let us fish for them in the middle of the summertime when we don't need them, when all the pelagics are there. Then they're going to close it down again September 15th to April 1st, 2024. Think about that for a minute. Let's think about that for just a second. Let's go on to fishreports.com or 976 Tuna. Let's go look at the fish reports for yesterday. Let's see how many boats reported rockfish. Besides the long-range boats in San Diego, every other boat in California reported rockfish in their catch yesterday. Well, next year, they're not going to be able to catch those. They're not allowed to. And it's not because there's no rockfish, gang. It's not. The science is not there. They're full of crap. They're lying to you. There's plenty of rockfish, plenty of rockfish. There's more rockfish than there's been since the history of the planet Earth, because we've had these massive closures for a very long time on all of the local banks. The 43 Fathom Spot, the 14 Mile Bank, the Osborne Bank, the Cherry Bank, depth restrictions on the Channel Islands, depth restrictions all over Northern and Central California, all the way out to the Cortez and Tanner Bank, all the offshore banks. The depth restrictions and the limits and all that stuff has had a major effect on the population. And yes, it's exploded. But here they go again. They're going to close this rockfish fishery for an extra month on the beginning of the season. And then September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months straight closure. No rockfish allowed. None. Zero. Zip. Nada. Gang, that's unsustainable. That the industry can't take that. We cannot handle that. We can't take it. The closures are going to devastate the industry. They're going to shut it down. This is not going to only affect the sport fishing industry. This is going to affect everybody. It's going to affect your donut shop. It's going to affect your fuel dock. This is going to affect your bait company. This is going to affect the tackle manufacturers. This is going to affect the line companies. This is going to affect the hook companies. This is going to affect Promar. It's going to affect every single person that has anything to do with anything in the state of California. It's going to affect everything. Everything. Plus, besides that, they got the 30-30 coming down the pipe. Yeah, they swept it under the rug during COVID, but it's coming back. The 30-30, they're going to close 30% of the land and 30% of the ocean waterways to fishing. On top of this rockfish closure, on top of everything else, I need all of you to help me. Listen, grab a pencil, grab a pen, text message, do something. We're going to have a phone number and a time that we're going to talk about tomorrow. I'm going to have the phone number and the time that you need to call in on Saturday or Sunday. We haven't figured out which day is going to be our day to call in, but one of those 2 days, this coming Saturday or Sunday, they're having a big town hall meeting about this rockfish closure, and it's going to be super important that we get involved. But for the time being, we're going to do this one more time. We're all going to send an email to director@wildlife.ca.gov. Yep, all of us, everybody, Texas, Florida, all over the place. I'm getting 1 million views a day. This will have an impact. This will show that we don't agree with this, gang. Listen, you cannot adversely affect the population of the fish in the ocean with a fishing pole. Why do they want to close fishing? Think about this. Think about it. You cannot adversely affect the population of fish in the ocean with a fishing pole. Has any of you ever seen the ocean? It's pretty big. And to be so arrogant that you think that you have an impact on the population of the fish in the ocean with your fishing pole, and the fact that you're allowed to use 2 hooks and drop your line down 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 feet and catch 3 red snapper, vermilion rockfish, and that's going to have an effect on the population. So now they're going to say, no, you can't do that. We're taking this all away from you. Gang, remember in your letter, we cannot have an adverse effect on the population of the fish in the ocean with the fishing pole. Something else is going on here. I believe they don't want us to go outside anymore and have fun. I've been saying this for years at my seminars at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Show and at Fred Hall and all the other places. I told you, and some of you went to my shows and you listened to me, and I told you they don't want us to go outside. If you have a tan, they're gonna do something to you till you can't be tan anymore. They hate me because I'm tan and I enjoy life and I go outside every single day. They absolutely hate me. They hate me. And they don't like you either because you have a boat and a fishing pole and some hooks in your pocket. And you're like, according to them, you're the enemy. Gang, this is way bigger than fishing. I don't care what y'all say. This is way bigger than fishing. But this is going to devastate the industry. Remember before this whole summer thing started with the Dorado and everything, I told you they were thinking about doing this to the rockfish thing. Well, they let the cat out of the bag last Monday, and I saw the writing, and it's in black and white, and it was on the Fish and Wildlife's website, and they told us the dates, and they told us what they were going to do, and it was the whole state of California. Now they've hidden the agenda. because it got us all wound up. But it didn't go, they just hit it. It didn't go away. This is definitely going to happen. We definitely all need to be involved. And we definitely have to understand that it's not helping anything. Stop thinking that you're helping by not fishing. You're not helping. It's not going to change the population in the ocean of the fish by taking the recreational fishermen out of the game. I'm not talking about recreational gill netting. I'm not talking about recreational trawling. I'm talking about you and me taking our children and our grandchildren out fishing with the fishing pole. They do not want that to occur in the state of California anymore. They don't want you fishing on the lakes and the streams, and they sure the hell don't want you fishing in the ocean. And if you don't understand that, like I told you in the beginning of this, slap that thought out of your head. You personally slap yourself and tell yourself that you cannot adversely affect the population of the fish in the ocean with the goddamn fishing pole. I'm pissed. I don't understand how the industry's just sitting there sucking their thumb and everybody's like, whoa, no, wake up. This is real. It's about to happen, and it's going to be it. It is going to be it. It's going to be the nail in the coffin or the straw that broke the camel's back or whatever you want to think. And you need to wake the hell up. You need to talk to your buddies that own sport boats. You need to talk to your friends. We all need to get united on this one. The way that it's so easy to take stuff from the recreational fishermen is because none of us can agree on nothing. None of us can agree on nothing. But I can promise you this. Why we just fight with each other like a bunch of potato heads, a bunch of booger-eating morons, and we don't agree on anything, they just keep taking. And you just keep letting them take it. You go, well, I don't even like to fish from Rockfish. I don't even care. Well, you know what? If you like to fish at all, you should care. Because if we take away this huge piece of the industry, the bait companies can't be in business anymore because there won't be anybody fishing. For 7.5 months, there'll be nobody fishing. So the bait companies are going to go away because they can't sustain a 4-month season or a 3.5 month season. They can't sustain that. So they won't be able to fish. So you won't have your bait to go bluefin fishing. You won't have your bait to go Dorado fishing. You won't have your bait to go yellowfin fishing. Think about this. If you like to go on sport boats aren't going to be able to go anymore. They're not going to be able to sustain. They're not going to be able to, we're just barely making it back from the pandemic. We're barely making it back. I know that the Dorado saved us. Yes, they did. That was spectacular and that was fun. But this closure that's about to happen, if we just sit back and let it happen and suck our thumbs and don't say a word, then shame on us as fisher people. Shame on us. Wouldn't you love to be able to show your children how much fun you had fishing, or your grandchildren, or my granddaughter, or my grandson that haven't even got to experience how fun fishing is? By the time they're old enough, they're going to have taken everything. In the short time that I've been on this planet, just the 61 years, I've seen some massive takeaways. The MLP, never thought that would happen. The MLP, they took away the whole city of Laguna. They took away a third of Catalina. They took away the Farnsworth Bank. They took away so much stuff. Well, now they're going to close Rockfish from January 1st, 2023 till April 1st. Then they're going to go again on September 15th, 2023. September 15th till April 1st, 2024. It's not hard math. You can just numbers. You can count that. Most of us can count to at least 10. That's 7.5 months. You take that away, that's going to be devastating. That's it. That'll be it. Please help us. Help yourselves. Help your grandchildren. Maybe you don't even like to fish, or tell your friends. This is coming down the pipe. Send a letter to director@wildlife.ca.gov. You cannot adversely affect the population of the fish in the ocean with the fishing pole. Gang, we all need all of our help. We all need to be together on this. I'm sorry that I've been harping on this for a while, but I told you as soon as this Dorado thing was over, I'd be right back on it again because this is super near and dear. I love to fish. I absolutely love to go fishing. I love to fish for calico bass. I love to fish for rockfish. Well, you took my calico bass limit from 10 to 5. And then you told me I could only take 14-inch or above, which is ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Those are the spawners. When we were taking 12 inches, we take the 12 and 13 inches, take them home and eat them, and they tasted phenomenal. And if you ever stuck your head under the water for 5 minutes and looked around, there's millions of calico bass everywhere. They're all over the place. They're everywhere. But you know what? We all fought amongst each other. Oh, dude, who needs 10 calico bass? I don't even like them. And you just sat back and you let them take that calico bass away from you. And I'll be honest with you, like I say in my seminars all the time in front of people, when they made the assessment on the calico bass and still thinking about it today, we're using 7 to 8-inch sardines to fish for 12 to 15-inch calicos. That's no way to make an assessment. Give every sport boat on the coast a bunch of anchovies and let's go calico bass fishing and let's watch what happens. The whole thing will change. Same with rockfish, gang. You can't throw an 8-inch sardine down there on a 1-pound weight and expect an 8, 6, 8, 10-pound red to eat your giant sardine and you actually hook it, because most people don't know how to fish, so they're going to get a nibble and it's going to fall off because they suck. Like I said in the beginning of this show, the assessment sucks because they're sending out people that don't know how to fish to do the assessments. It sucks. No one called me and asked me, hey, you want to come out and help us figure out how many rock? Hell no. They don't want anybody that knows anything about fishing. They're going to send a bunch of booger eaters out there. They don't even know how to hold the rod. They're going to send them out there to go rockfish fishing. It just does blows my mind. And these assessments and all the science. When they did the real science 4 or 5 years ago, they told us that there's more rockfish than there has ever been, and they were going to open up the depth restrictions to us and let us start fishing for these fish. And they said in the next year or two, they were going to open up the offshore banks where these rockfish live in phenomenal, massive amounts of numbers. If you ever went to the 43 fathom spot and dropped a bait down to the bottom, you wouldn't even believe how quickly it even gets close to the bottom and gets annihilated and you catch a fish. And you could suck at fishing and catch fish at the 43. But they're going to have their way if we don't all stand up and say something. And they're going to take all this. We're never going to get to fish the 43 or the Cherry or the Osborne or the 14. Go to the 14-mile bank and drop a bait down to the bottom. Let me know what happens. But it's a felony to do that right now, and that's what they want. They want to keep us from fishing. That's the plan, gang. If you don't think that's the plan, then you need to wake up. That's the plan. Go to director@wildlife.ca.gov. Send your letters. Let's send letters. Let's send them. Let's send them as many as we can. But remember, don't say stupid stuff. Don't cuss. Don't show them how unintelligent you are by posting garbage or sending garbage emails. Make sure that they're articulate. Let someone in your family that knows how to spell. Like I always let Kelly write the stuff down for me because I can't spell for shit. I don't want anybody to know how stupid I am. No, I'm just kidding. But gang, don't use a bunch of cuss words. Remember, we're trying to change this. Let's work together as a team. I'll have that phone number for you. I'm hoping and praying tomorrow. Believe me, they're terrified of me. They are scared of me. They're like, Dave, be careful what you tell everybody, because I have millions of people watching me every single day. We can make a difference, folks. We can. We will. If they let us know that enough of us are pissed off about this, that enough of us care, maybe the word pissed isn't a right word. The word care. Enough of us care about this. Enough of us want to go fishing. Enough of us want to take our grandchildren fishing. Because the future I see, if we don't get up and do something, is not only whale watching, but fish watching, going out and going, yeah, back in the old days, we used to fish. Or back in 2022, we used to go fishing here, kids. Yep. Fishing, oh yeah, that's where you drop your line in the water and a fish eats your bait and you bring it up and you take it home and you eat it. Yep. Those were the good old days. Gang, help me keep those good old days alive. Go to director@wildlife.ca.gov. Let them know you're super disappointed in this and you can not adversely affect the population of fish in the ocean with the fishing pole. California, Nevada, Texas, Florida, Mexico. I need all of you. I need everybody. The more, the better. It can't be bad to send them in. It can't be bad. All right, gang, that's our show for today. Your saltwater guide. Send me, if you didn't get the address or if you want more information, send me an email at yoursaltwaterguide@yahoo.com. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this. Thanks for being a part of my social media. Thanks for listening to me. And I will be with you tomorrow. We'll have another good show. We'll hopefully have that phone number for you tomorrow. Bye.